Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Brad from Roasted Homestead, and today I want to talk to you about a homeschool project that I did with the children. It's a lot of fun, it's repeatable, meaning it's something you can do over and over again, and you can build upon it to make it an even longer, more complicated project as they get old, and that is making movies. Anytime you can put technology into kids' hands and allow them to create, I think you're doing a great job. I know some homeschool families are kind of anti-technology, and we don't really fit into that category. There's really not a right or wrong there, but we just choose to use the technology that's around us. So let's talk about the filmmaking process and what you're going to need in order to get involved in filmmaking with your kid. Into the meat of it, I'm going to first start off with the program that you're going to need. This is really the only program you're going to need to get started. There are others that I can talk about later, but we're going to talk about one in particular, and that is Filmora, F-I-L-M-O-R-A. Was at one time called Wondershare. It since has changed. So this is what you're looking at. This is the Filmora screen where you would edit movies, and up here you see in this area, this is where all of your clips go that you will import in. Now each time that you use Filmora, you're going to need to clear the bank basically of all of your clips so that you can work with new clips. These clips that you see here were all for a Minecraft film that I did with the kids, and let me go ahead and pull that up, and I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then I'll show you guys how it's done. It's really easy. The project only took us one day, and so this was what they came up with, and what we did is we storyboarded the movie out. I sat down with pen and paper, had them write out what they wanted to see, made storyboards so they could get an idea of what each scene would be. So there's a process behind the film itself that helps them, and it's not a blockbuster film by any means. It's made by 5, 6, and 7-year-olds, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to help them get in that thought process. So this is what we ended up with.
Alan, I see this giant hill. It goes up to the clouds of this Minecraft game.
Boys, turn your game off. It's time for bed.
Alan, I gotta turn down the volume and I'm gonna close the door so we can keep playing and she won't hear us. Alan, I hear monsters outside. What? Turn the light on. Alexander. Alan, what to do? Get the guns. Get the guns. Okay, let's go get them. There's water. How many shots do we have? We have 2 each. Great. How many monsters are out there? I'm gonna just peek outside. I'll guard. There's only 4 monsters outside. I'm gonna shoot them, and I'm knocking them in. There's a creeper! There's a creeper! There's a creeper! Run! Get in! Hide! Here comes the creeper.
Time to start your day.
Okay, Mom. Okay, Mom. Did you ever know that monsters were in our house? Yeah, weird. Huh.
Alright guys, so there's the movie that they made. It's only a couple minutes long, and you see it's fairly simple. But the point is for a 7 and 8 year old to sit down and get them excited about creating movies, about the movie making process, about the software, about how to put these things together. And like I said, I started with this program brand new. I bought it today. So this is the end of my day, kind of sitting down at the night, sort of telling you guys what we did. The program was $49, and once again, it's called Filmora. And it has all the power that you need to do a film just like you saw. So it's very simple. You can add gun blasts, sound effects, green screen effects. That's how the creepers got put in, all kinds of things. And that all sounds really complicated, but it's really not. And what I'm going to do in this video is, as a parent to other parents that want to help their children along these lines, I'm going to show you how to use the software. Or maybe you're a child and your parents letting you watch this video so you can learn to use the software on your own. Maybe they bought this program for you. So let's go ahead and start. Alright, so let's go ahead and open the program and take a look at it. When you first open the program, you're going to get an option to either choose 16:9 or 4.3. 16:9 is pretty much the standard nowadays, so pretty much everybody's watching on a 16:9, all computer monitors. So you want to stick with 16:9. You have an easy mode and you have a full feature mode. Once you've purchased the program, you have access to both. On the trial program, you also have access to both, but you will have an ugly watermark on your finished product, and it doesn't look very good. And if you're using it for homeschool, your kids are going to use this program, right through. It can be basic to advanced movie editing and film making. So for the price, it's a really, really great deal. I spent a lot of time researching before I decided which program to buy, and this was the one I jumped on today once I saw the price and I played with the features, because it's the most like Premiere Pro. So you're going to go ahead and choose full feature mode. So you want to have access to everything that the program can offer, and that's going to give you everything you need to create a small, short little film like I did, including access to green screen and some other things. So this is what you get. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is import some files, and I'm not going to remake the whole movie for you, but I'm going to show you how each individual element of the movie is put together. And let's start with the gun blast. So I'm going to go ahead and click import, and we're going to jump into my files, and I keep all of my files on a separate hard drive from my PC because movie making takes up a lot of space. So this is where you're going to find the files, and I like to keep them organized. So I keep my effects in one folder, and I keep the movies in another folder. You can see here's the Roadstead to Homestead channel folder that's got all the footage from that in there, and I keep them in separate folders. And then if you open up, let's say we'll open up Roadstead to Homestead, you can see there's individual folders for each movie, and then if you open up those, there's individual folders for all the raw footage. So let's go ahead and jump into Home Movies, which is where the Minecraft Dream footage is held, and you can see I have a folder called Raw, and I use that to put all of my raw unedited film and photographs into. And so you can see everything I've got here. I've got pictures of different things that I could use. I've got different video clips in here. And the storyboarding process in the beginning that I talked about is what helps you kind of figure out how many clips you're going to end up with and what angles you're going to want to be at. That's when you sort of help set your kids up for that and say, oh, you're going to need to talk about this and you need to do that and you need to do this, and you kind of get a storyboard. And then you deviate from that a little bit when you actually film, but it gives you a guideline, sort of a skeleton to go off of. So let's start with a shot of my son here where he's actually shooting his toy gun. So we're going to slide that into, or actually we're going to open that, and that's going to load into our media files. Now our media files aren't connected to our hard drive, so if I were to delete this file here, I don't lose it in my hard drive, I lose access to it from the program. So what you do when you're making a movie is you upload or import all things that you would need for a particular clip. So that being the case, we need a muzzle blast and we need some audio. So we're going to jump back and we're going to go into my effects folder, and you can see I have a gun blast folder, and inside the gun blast folder we have footage and we also have sounds. So we're going to go ahead and take the handgun sound, or the handgun flash. We'll open that up. It looks like that. And then we're also going to go back in and import the loud gunshot sound. No matter how good your editing is, if you don't have good sound to back it up, it just looks goofy. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and drop in on our timeline. This is your timeline down here, the footage of my son with his pretend gun. Now this over here is a scale. It shows you, zooms in on the clip itself. You see how it gets larger. So the clip's roughly a little over 18 seconds, or it can be shrunk down, and that 18 seconds can shrink, and now we're looking at 30 minutes of film in one stretch. So this is what this button over here does, and we need to zoom in kind of close so that we can get an idea of when he jumps out from behind the door and where he shakes the gun for his gun blast. So we can see here he jumps out, and this is a slider bar here. You see this, and it's on the top right up by your timeline, and you can see all the seconds, and you see the little symbol, the square with the arrows, and that tells you that you can grab this thing and kind of move it around. So what we're going to look for here in the footage is a moment where he jerks the gun back at himself right there. Okay, you can see that. So we want to put the muzzle blast in at that moment. So what we need to do is we're going to take our muzzle blast and we're going to pull it down underneath the film footage. So the film is here, the footage is there, we're going to drop it underneath it right there. Now this area here is where you can put photos and additional video in. So you can see I added the footage and I got an additional photo / footage bar underneath. The bar with the T symbol is for putting in text, and the bar for the little music symbol is obviously it's for music. And you can add as many bars as you need to. For this film, we're not going to need that many. So now we've got a gun blast, but it's black, and if I hit play, you'll see it sort of covers up everything. It covers up the photo and everything. So this is where it's something called chroma key, or if you're not real into filmmaking, green screen comes into play. What you're going to do is you're going to click on the footage of the gun blast, and you're going to right click on your mouse, and you're going to go up to green screen and just click that. And now what we get is we get something that will allow us to choose a chroma key color. Alright, so we're going to select make parts transparent, and you can see it's kind of ugly. So what we did is we chose the black color that was all around the gun blast, and we chose to take that out and make it transparent, but it's still ugly. It doesn't fit right. So what we need to do now is change the intensity of the chroma key choice. And as we go up in intensity, it takes more and more colors that are dark, more related to black, out. And see, if you go real high, it'll start getting some of your whites too. So we're going to go up until our blast looks like, however we would like it to look. And I kind of like that look. And what we're going to do is hit OK. Now, if we go back onto our timeline and move our slider over, what we'll see is our bright flash will be right there at the beginning of the footage. Now, it's in the wrong place. So the gun is right here. We need to move it, and it's much too large. It's huge. So the first thing we're going to do is grab these little tabs, and we're going to shrink up the blast. Now, this circle that spins around your plus sign also allows you to rotate the blast, so you can move it in different directions or different ways, however you would like to see it. So I'm going to kind of make it look like that, and I'm going to shrink it a little more. It's still too big for my liking. It's a shotgun, and I don't want it to be a huge explosion. So there. So now we put it right there, and what we're going to do is we're going to hit play to kind of get a preview. There we go. Now let's go back again, and we're going to watch it again and just make sure it lines up how we would like it to. Okay, you can see without the gunshot, it really looks kind of wonky. But as soon as we add the sound, and to do that, you'll come up to your media tab and go to your loud gunshot sound. You're going to drag that down, and you're going to drop it into your audio tab right there. And like I said, you can add more audio tabs if need be, but for this project, we're not really going to need to do that. Now, let's watch it again with the sound and see if it makes a difference. See, sound makes a huge difference in these little short films like this. And I'm going to show you guys where to get these what they call pre-keyed footage, which is the footage of the gun blast and the sound as well, for free. And there's what they look like without the gun blast. So there's your gun blast, and you would just do the same thing for the second blast. And the next thing that I'm going to show you guys is how we managed to get creepers in our RV. So we need to go back to import, and we're going to jump back to our folder where we have all of our Minecraft Dream raw footage. So in here I have a photograph that I took, and that's all it is just a photograph of my living room. I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and we're going to put that into Filmora. Maybe. Alright, so here it is. And like I said, this is just a photograph. So what I did next is I'm going to drop that photograph in. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and import the image of our creeper, and that's also underneath Home Movies, underneath my Minecraft Dream folder that I created. And in here you'll see something that says Creeper, Explosion, and Scare Enderman. So I'm going to grab the Creeper and I'm going to grab the Explosion, and I'm going to open both of those into the folder. Now what these are, this is a green screen creeper that's walking around, and let me just pull it down and show you what you get. This is a big long chunk of footage of creepers from different angles with their heads moving and looking around. You can see there. If I fast forward, you get creepers walking, creepers from the side, creepers from the back. You get the idea. This footage is important because you're going to have to go out on the internet to pick this stuff up, and let me show you where you can get it. So we're going to go ahead and jump on over to Google Chrome, and you can already see I've got it pulled up here for you. It's I typed in right in Google Creeper green screen. That's it. And you can see there are several options here. There's Minecraft Creeper green screen. It's free. Now this one's a poor choice because the background is green and so is the creeper, and if you do the chroma key, your creeper disappears. This one is perfect. This blue, you can see I've already clicked on it. This is the one that I downloaded. It's a minute long and it's got creepers from all different angles. But you can go down through here. You can see there's all different creeper Minecraft explosions. Here's another. This is a Minecraft explosion that I used in the film when my children shot the creepers. And what you're going to do is you're just going to download these things here. Now there are many ways of downloading YouTube films. Just type in how to download a YouTube film on YouTube. In this video, if I went into all that depth, we'd be talking for an hour, so I'm not going to go deep into that. It's very, very easy to do. You can use screen capture, or you can actually copy and paste the link into different programs. But if you just Google how to download YouTube videos, you'll get the information. It's very, very simple. Once you have these downloaded into your computer and into your folders, the next thing that you're going to need is the actual footage of, say, the muzzle blast like we used earlier, the gunshot sounds, and the explosion sounds. The best place to get that I have found is a place called FootageCrate.com. And with Footage Crate, what you're going to do is you'll log in either with your Facebook or your created account, and you can download up to 4 different things per day. So you'll type in up here what you need. So if you need a gun blast, you'll type that in, and it'll search for them for you. And see, here we go. Here's a 4-point muzzle flash. You get asphalt, debris, rifle shells, everything you can need, and it's all pre-keyed, meaning it's got transparent background. And if you want to take a look at what it looks like, you can simply click on it, and you'll get kind of a little preview here. You can see that's what it looks like, and then the option to download it into your computer, and that'll go into your downloads folder, and you have to move it into your effects folder later. But you can get 4 of them a day, and it's free, or you can sign up and pay monthly, and you can download as much as you want, really. Alright, once you have the folders, the files, you've got a creeper walking around on the blue screen background, and you've got your blasts and everything. Then you're going to jump back into Filmora, and you're just going to import, which is exactly what we did earlier, which is how I got the creeper in here in the first place. And then you need to choose the creeper position that you want to use. For the sake of this video not being forever long, I'm just going to go ahead and cut. So let's get some footage with his head moving and make it a little more interesting. So there's a head move right there. See that on the film? So I'm going to go back to where it starts. Then I'm going to make my cut. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. I'm going to delete the beginning part of it. I'm going to go forward until I have the head motion, and back again, and I'm going to go ahead and make another cut, and I'm going to get rid of everything in front of that. So now I have a creeper right here, and I'm going to drag him over into our film. So there he is. You're going to go back on. This is just like the gun blast. Right click, green screen, chroma key, and boom, there you are. You can see it's a clear background now. No reason to change the intensity level because this is already perfectly made for its purpose for pre-keying and putting into videos. So we'll go ahead and OK, and you can see the creeper is way too big. He looks funny. He's not really in a proper place in the living room. What we're going to do is shrink him, and we're going to put him somewhere. So because he has his feet sticking out, and it doesn't quite look like he can fit there because he's sitting on top of wiring and everything, I like to make him a little taller. So I'm going to stretch him up, and I'm going to drag him down to his feet are kind of hidden, just like that in the film. Now, if we want to see what that looks like, you're just going to hit the play button. And now I have a creeper standing in my living room. It's that simple. Okay, now you can see the creeper video isn't as long as the actual picture. That's perfectly easy to do. Pick a place somewhere on the timeline with your slider, cut the creeper video, click on your actual video, your timeline, cut that, delete both ends of it, and now you're going to get a nice smooth transition from one image to the next, and they'll both end at the same time. So there's the creeper in my living room. There you go. Now, as far as making him explode, that's just another matter of getting the right footage. So that's going to be the explosion footage, and we should have, there it is. I went ahead and got that off of YouTube as well, and I'm going to drop it underneath my creeper. And now what I need to do is forget about all this footage up here. We're just going to work on the explosion footage. So I'm going to go through here until I find the explosion. There's the actual explosion. So it starts right there. So we're going to cut, remove everything behind it. We need to go back to our slider, slide forward till we get to the end, and it's all over with right there. We're going to cut and remove everything in front. So this is our explosion now. So it's the same process over again. Right click, green screen, make your chroma key, hit OK, boom. Now what you need to do is center your explosion on your creeper. So we're going to resize the explosion, and it's not perfect. You can see that the tops are flat. If you spend some time on YouTube, you can probably find some better footage. But you know what? This is a kid's project, and it's really easy, and they can, once you've shown them how to do these things, they can make all kinds of stuff, and they will blow your mind with the things that they'll make. So now we've got the creeper exploding, but the creeper needs to disappear towards the end of the explosion. So click on the creeper a second time here, cut him, and remove him. Just like that. So now this is what our footage looks like. There's the creeper. He's looking around, and he explodes. The only problem is we don't have any audio. We need that gun blast. So what you need to do is line your slider up right on your explosion, pull in your loud gunshot sound, and drop it in. And there you go. So let's look at that again. So this is the footage of the creeper, and this is how each one of the creepers were made, and each one of the creepers that you saw in my living room come from that big, long stream of creeper footage. Just cut and edit each one of them until you get the ones that you need, and you create a string of these additional footages that kind of line up as you go along. So let's watch it one more time. This is what it looks like. And there's your creeper exploding. And this can be used in all kinds of ways. You can use it outdoors, you can use it indoors. You know, let your kids' imaginations run once you've given them these tools. So that's basically how our video was put together. There's really no camera magic work per se that happens with the camera. That's pretty much it. And any of these pre-keyed footages that I've talked about can be dropped right on top. So you can kind of let your kids' imagination run wild with these things, and they can do all kinds of stuff. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment in the box below, and I'll try to help you out as best I can. And I'll see you on my next project. Thanks for watching.